Ron DeSantis loses his composure to reporters after failing to answer questions about how his Ukraine policy differs from Biden's. Ron DeSantis took offense at a Times of London reporter. He was challenged over how his Ukraine policy differs from that of President Joe Biden. DeSantis is rumored to be considering the 2024 presidential nomination. Ron DeSantis on how his policy on war in Ukraine differs from President Joe Biden's, amid speculation that Florida's governor is ready to accept the 2024 presidential nomination start. He lost his composure when challenged by a reporter. DeSantis was featured by the Times of London on Thursday. The Times is owned by Rupert Murdoch, whose broadcaster Fox News frequently interviews DeSantis. David Charter, the U.S. editor of The Times, wrote that DeSantis showed fierce anger when asked about Ukraine. "When I asked him about Ukraine," he said, "I think I sympathize with that in the sense that there is criticism of Biden and our policy is only doing what Zelensky wants. Are you going to achieve it? Do you have a specific vision?" Charter wrote. When I asked him how he should deal with it differently, he mentioned that Mr. Biden is weak on the world stage and fails to deter, but that's how it should be dealt with now. Since you didn't answer about whether or not, I'll ask again. DeSantis didn't add anything. Should I cover something else? I think I've said enough. In a recent Fox News appearance, DeSantis blasted Mr. Biden after he made a surprise visit to Kiev to highlight U.S. support for Ukraine in its fight against Russia's unilateral aggression. In an interview, DeSantis asked whether Russia, which has threatened the West with nuclear weapons, is posing a threat to NATO, and said China was the bigger problem. Some right-wing Republican lawmakers have opposed the Biden administration's Ukraine policy, arguing that the president should focus more on domestic events. Both DeSantis and former President Donald Trump have repeated these criticisms, but neither has discussed in detail how their policies differ from Biden's. Trump has said he would bring countries to the negotiating table, but has not said how or what the terms of an effective peace deal would look like. Like other Republicans, he calls for cuts in aid to Ukraine. Biden has pledged lasting support to Ukraine in its fight against Russian aggression, but faces obstacles in getting a new aid package through Congress after opposition in the Republican-controlled House. There is a possibility